Hello, my voice is audible, Rishiraj? Hello. Okay. We will wait for 1 or 2 minutes and then we will start. Okay. Students are joining. Still, what I can say, lecture is not over. My voice is audible.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, good afternoon to one and all. Now see, in today's lecture, what we are going to cover, we are going to take the revision of all that we have covered up to today. Okay, because our HOD madam is expecting the revision of all, so that you will face the ISC, our upcoming ISC, in a very good manner. Okay, the date will be conveyed you soon, but it is expected that you should be able to revise all these things. Okay, so now this is not a one-way communication. This is a two-way communication. Already I have told you. Okay, I am expecting an answers from you, whatever you got in your language. Okay, it may I hope that the language should be English, but I am expecting you from that, whatever you got, you can tell me. And see, it is not like that I am going to keeping you blind and I am asking you something. The PPT is in front of you. You have to just give, or you have to just give the answer as per the what I can say, whatever the knowledge you have got, or at least by reading something, you able to tell me the answer. Okay, so we have seen firstly the different types of energy resources, or energy sources, which are nothing but the conventional and non-conventional. Okay, so who is going to tell me what is the meaning of conventional energy sources? Who is going to tell me? Priyanka, roll number 4, whether my voice is audible to you? Hello, Priyanka, roll number 4. What happens with Priyanka? Roll number 3, Dhanashri, whether my voice is audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so tell me, what is the conventional energy sources? A simple one, conventional energy sources. It is given in front of you in the, what I can say, sorry, in front of you, it is visible to you in the PPT. So can you tell me by seeing that one at least? Dhanashri, roll number 3. What is the conventional energy sources? Who is going to tell me? Those who are knowing it, please tell me the answer. What is the conventional energy sources?
The sources which are accumulated in nature and cannot be easily replenished once exhausted.
Correct. The sources which are available in a nature, but what happens? They cannot be easily replenished. म्हणजे काय? If that get over, if that sources get over, it is very difficult to recover that all resources. Okay, what is its another name? Its another name is nothing but this non-renewable energy sources, or you can call it is nothing but the what? Non-renewable energy sources. Now see, they have one important point is here, they are depleting in nature. Depleting in the sense they काय होत चालले? संपत चालले. Okay, they are depleting in nature. So this is nothing but the conventional energy sources. Now what you can say about the these are the examples. Which are the examples of conventional energy sources? See, petroleum gas like petrol, diesel, kerosene, then natural gas, or you can say coal, or whatever the energy which we have got from the coal. These are the examples of the, what we can say, conventional energy source. Now we will go for the non-conventional, but before that, the advantages and disadvantages of conventional and conventional energy sources. So can anybody tell me the advantages of conventional energy sources?
Their efficiency is more.
Correct, their efficiency is more. This is the very most important advantages related to the, what I can say, conventional energy sources. Their efficiency is more. Okay, and can you tell me one of the disadvantage of the conventional energy sources?
They are depleting in the nature.
Correct, correct. They are depleting in nature. Means what? ते आता काय चालले? ते संपून चाललेले आहेत, संपण्याच्या मार्गावर आहेत. They are depleting in nature. This is the one of the biggest disadvantage of the conventional energy sources. हे तुम्हाला लक्षात ठेवावं लागणार आहे. If someone will ask you that which are the advantages and which are the disadvantages of the conventional energy sources, so which sentence should be there? They are depleting in nature. ते संपत चाललेले आहेत. These are the what I can say very much important disadvantage related to the conventional energy sources. Now next we have studied non-conventional energy sources. So what is the non-conventional energy sources? Simple one. Definition is very simple. Who is going to tell me what is the non-conventional energy sources?
They can be reused again and they are abundantly available in nature.
Correct. They can be reused again and they are abundantly available in nature. ते nature मध्ये व्यवस्थित available आहेत. Okay. And they can be reused again and again. If we are using them, it can or they are not going to replenish. Okay. म्हणजे ते संपून जाणार नाहीयेत. If we are using them again and again and again, they cannot be replenished. That is exactly opposite of the what I can say non-renewable energy sources or conventional energy sources. So the famous example related to these are nothing but the wind, solar, or you can say what you can say tidal energy is there, or you can say biomass energy or fuel cells. Already I have told you, whenever in the MCQ, if someone will ask you the questions related to the life, they will give you following or the examples of the non-conventional energy sources except म्हणजे कुठला तर एखादं ह्याचे उदाहरण देतील कशाचं conventional energy sources and remaining 3 examples are the non-conventional energy sources. So you have to identify which is the conventional or which is the non-conventional energy sources from that one. Got it everyone? Okay. So these are the we have studied. Now, can anybody tell me which are the advantages of the non-conventional energy sources and which are the disadvantages?
They do not pollute atmosphere.
Correct. They are not going to pollute the atmosphere. This is the another important advantage. Again, can anybody tell me another advantage?
They are abundantly available in nature.
Okay, correct. They are abundantly available in nature. Okay, again.
Available in large quantities.
Correct. They are available in large quantity. This is also one of the major advantages related to the what I can say non-conventional energy sources. They are available in large quantities. Now, can anybody tell us the disadvantages?
Less efficiency of the power plants.
We cannot say yes, okay, less intensity. Whether you have said less efficiency or less intensity. तुम्ही less intensity म्हणाला का less efficiency?
Efficiency.
Okay, correct. Less efficiency of power plant. Then it is correct. If you are saying low intensity of power plant, it is not that much matching. But if you are saying less efficiency of their power plant, less efficiency of power plant means what? Here are some resources like what you can say if you consider solar energy or if you can consider the wind energy. So solar power plant, wind power plant, they are having the less efficiency. In that way, they have given such sentence that less efficiency of power plant. Okay, power plant म्हणजे काय त्यांच्यापासून आपण जे काही पॉवर प्लांट किंवा ते फ्युएल वापरून आपण जे काही पॉवर प्लांट यूज करणार आहोत त्यांची इफिशियन्सी काय कमी आहे. So they are writing that sentence in that manner. Okay. Another one, another disadvantages. Can anybody able to tell me?
High initial cost.
Yes, its initial cost is high. Nowadays, We are facing problems on that, what I can say, that part only, that initial cost related to this particular, what I can say, non-conventional resources is high. We are facing that problem nowadays only. Okay. So these are nothing but the conventional and non-conventional. Now after that we have studied the hydroelectric power plant. Okay. Now there are different points are here. Now who is going to give me the explanation, or what I can say, the function of each and every part? What is the reservoir? Can anybody tell us what is the reservoir?
It stores water.
Stores the water.
Okay, it stores, yes, the reservoir is nothing but the one of the place where we are going to store the water. Reservoir. Okay, so yes, your concepts are clear that it stores the water, but you cannot say like means it stores the water. This is a general statement, but reservoir is nothing but the where the water is going to be stored. Okay, tell in that way so that your statement is grammatically correct. Now what is the dam? Can anybody tell me? Already I have told you dam. What is the dam? It is a which structure? I have already told you. It is the which structure? It is the RCC structure. Already I have told you. It is the RCC structure. Okay, which is used. कशासाठी वापरतो आपण, किंवा त्या डॅमचं फंक्शन काय आहे? कोण सांगू शकेल? आपण इथं बघितलं होतं, इथं पण तुम्हाला दाखवलं होतं डॅम. हा जो काय आहे तो डॅम. It is a generally RCC structure which is constructed in order to stop the water at a particular point. Okay, I have already told you. आपण काय ते RCC स्ट्रक्चर आहे जे की कशासाठी बांधले आपण त्या पर्टिक्युलर. आता रिझर्वायर व्हायला ऑब्विसली काय होणार आहे? व्हॉट इट रिक्वायर? वी हॅव टू कन्स्ट्रक्ट सम what I can say, dam there if our reservoir should be there. Okay, so reservoir is or dam is nothing but the one of the RCC structure which is constructed in order to store the water in the reservoir. Okay, another important advantage, or what is that? What is penstock? Can anybody tell me what is penstock? कशासारखं स्ट्रक्चर आहे पेनस्टॉक? कशासारखं स्ट्रक्चर आहे?
Pipe.
Okay,
Pipe,
correct. It is the structure like pipe. For what purpose it is going to be used?
To release
Carry
water.
the water from dam to powerhouse.
Dam. Okay, it is okay. You can say dam to powerhouse, or you can generally, in general, you can say from this particular well house to this powerhouse. It is okay, no problem. You are absolutely correct. So in the powerhouse, which two important circuitries are present in the powerhouse? Which two important circuitries are present?
Turbine and alternator.
Correct, absolutely. What is that? Turbine and alternator. Okay, so what turbine is going to do? Turbine काय करणार आहे?
rotate when water flows on.
Okay, whenever we are going to insert the water on this particular turbine, that turbine is going to rotate. Okay, and what happen after rotation?
It rotates the motor and electricity is produced.
No, it does not rotate the motor. We are yes, it is the AC generator, or you can say alternator. Okay, motor is not present in the powerhouse. Keep in your
Yes.
mind. Okay, motor is not present in the powerhouse. What? Turbine is there, and the turbine is connected to the alternator, or you can say AC generator. Whenever the water is going to fall on the turbine, turbine is going to rotate, and after the rotation of the turbine, or the shaft of turbine is connected to the alternator shaft, so that the alternator is going to rotate and it will produce the electricity. Okay, everybody got it? So see, can anybody tell me, as far as the turbine is concerned, which energy is input to the turbine and which energy is output? टर्बाईनला आपली इनपुट कुठली एनर्जी असणार आहे?
Kinetic energy.
Okay, you can say actually the kinetic energy of water, or you can say stored energy. जर तुम्ही stored water बघितलं तर त्याच्यामध्ये potential energy असणार आहे. पण पेनस्टॉक मधून जर वॉटर आलं तर the kinetic energy of water, हा आउटपुटला कुठली एनर्जी असणार आहे? Which energy is there at the output of turbine?
Electrical energy.
Electrical energy.
Rethink.
Mechanical energy.
Correct. At the output of turbine, the energy is mechanical energy. Okay, the output is mechanical energy, and whatever the output mechanical energy is there, that we are going to feed as an input to the alternator. So, which is the input energy to the alternator?
Mechanical energy.
Mechanical energy. And what is the output?
Electrical energy.
Correct.
Energy.
The output energy is nothing but the electrical energy. See, these are the questions which are very, very important as far as the MCQs are concerned. त्यामुळे हे तुम्हाला प्रत्येक गोष्ट माहित पाहिजे. इथे जर थोडी जर तुमची गफलत झाली तर यू विल लूज युअर मार्क ऑफ MCQ. व्हॉट इट एव्हरीवन? कळलंय का सगळ्यांना? सिंपल क्वेश्चन आहेत. कारण कसं आहे, सी आवर आउटपुट ऑफ द टर्बाइन इज मेकॅनिकल एनर्जी, and we are giving the mechanical energy as an input to the generator or AC alternator. And that particular generator or AC alternator converts that particular mechanical energy into the electrical energy. Got it, everyone? Okay. Now we will move towards the next point. Then we have seen these are the site selection criteria. So first, which is the first site selection criteria? Availability of water. So in that particular, can anybody justify availability of water? काय पाहिजे आपल्याला?
Water available 5.
Correct. Water available in the sense our whole operation. Okay, the main important heart of our particular hydropower plant is water. If water is not available in sufficient quantity, how we are going to run that particular power plant? Okay, if water is not available, how we are going to run that particular power plant? So which point that we need to consider, or the first point is nothing but the availability of water. The water should be available for the proper operation of the hydropower plant. Now what is the second? Storage of water. Can anybody tell us what is the storage of water?
We have to store the water when for use again.
Okay, correct. It is absolutely correct. What is storage of water? See, only if availability of water is necessary. No, in future, whenever we are going to generate the electricity, its storage is also important, because that particular water, not only it is used for generation of electricity, it is also used for the agriculture purposes or other industrial purposes in order to supply the water for big industries. Okay, so the storage of water is also necessary. We have to select the site in a such way that it is having the enough space in order to store the water. ते वॉटर जे काय आहे ते स्टोर करण्यासाठी काय पाहिजे? इट रिक्वायर द इनफ स्पेस फॉर द स्टोरिंग द वॉटर. ओके, नेक्स्ट, कॉस्ट अँड टाइप ऑफ लँड. कोण सांगू शकताय? कॅन एनीबडी टेल मी व्हॉट इज द कॉस्ट अँड टाइप ऑफ लँड?
Cost should be less and land should be strong.
ओके, करेक्ट. आपण जे बघा, लँड म्हणजे काय आपण ह्याच्यात पण बघितलं. कशात? वी हॅव ऑल्सो सीन इन दी थर्मल पॉवर प्लांट. what obviously the cost should be reasonable. Whenever we are going to establish any power plant, we have to invest the money, or government have to invest the money, so that cost should be reasonable, as well as we are going to establish a big structure. That land should able to withstand that good structure. म्हणजे तिथं ते काय आपण डॅम कन्स्ट्रक्ट केलाय, काय केलाय, लगेचच असं व्हायला चालेल का? तो 2-3 डॅम कन्स्ट्रक्ट केलाय आणि परत 2-3 वर्षांना त्याला प्रॉब्लेम व्हायला आणि त्याला तडा गेलाय. इट शुड नॉट बी लाईक दॅट. ओके, so the land is in the such way that it withstand the whole structure. Okay, next, fifth, transportation facilities. So what fourth, what you can say about the transportation facilities? See, that should be known to you. Whenever we are going to establish, or whenever we are going to what I can say, erect the power plant there, not only dams and reservoir required there. फक्त तिथे डॅम आणि रिझर्वायर असणार आहेत का? नो. पॉवर हाऊस इज देअर, वेल हाऊस इज देअर, पेनस्टॉक installment is there. Okay, and whatever the energy, whatever the electrical energy generated, we have to transport that electrical energy. Transport, not we can say transmit, we have to electrical energy. So whatever the apparatus which is required in this particular point, like you can say powerhouse, well house, or you can say the operation of penstock or installation of penstock, what should be there? That whatever the apparatus required, that should be transported to that particular point easily. किंवा तिथं अशा ट्रान्सपोर्टेशन फॅसिलिटीज अवेलेबल पाहिजे की तिथं पर्टिक्युलर पॉइंटला ते काय इझिली पोहोचलं पाहिजे. ओके, if our plant is located in the hilly areas, and if it is our whole apparatus, it is not possible for us to reach that apparatus to that particular point, whether it is useful, no. So there is a ample amount of transportation facilities should be available there. And last point, that is nothing but the environmental effect. So which are the environmental effects are there? Which are the environmental effects are there? All you can say, whatever this particular sorry whatever that particular power plant is there, that would cause less environmental effect to its environment. ओके, म्हणजे त्याचं त्या जे काय त्याच्या भोवतालचं एन्व्हायरमेंट आहे त्याच्यावर त्याचा फक्त काय झालं पाहिजे, कमी इफेक्ट झाला पाहिजे. इफेक्ट होणार नाही असं नाही, बट दॅट इफेक्ट शुड बी लेस वन. गॉट इट एव्हरीवन? Okay, so these are the site selection criteria which we have studied. Now then we have seen the classification. Okay, as per the availability of feed, which are the three types of this particular power plant as per the availability of feed?
Low, medium, and high.
Correct. As per the availability of head, there are three types: low head, medium head, and high head power plants. Okay, त्याचं रेटिंग पण तुम्हाला दिलेलं आहे त्याच्या समोर. I have already told you this point is very very important as per as the MCQ is concerned. Most of the time on this particular point MCQ has been asked. Okay, no, as per the nature of load, which are that power plant? As per the nature of load,
Base load and
peak load.
Base
Correct.
load plant and peak load plants.
Correct. Base load and a peak load plant. These are the two types as per the nature of the load. And next, I have already told you which is the head. Okay. And as per this quantity of water available, I will tell you which are the type. Runoff river plant without pondage. Without pondage means pondage चा मी मराठी meaning पण सांगितलं होतं. You can say what I can say, pondage. Okay, runoff river plant with pondage, and then storage type plant and pump storage plant. These are nothing but the what? Classification as per the according to the quantity of water available. Now this turbine you can study it because these are the what I can say very very important parts are there. After that we have seen thermal power plant. Okay, so in the thermal power plants, what we have seen? First of all, we have seen this process. Actually, this is the typical layout of this particular thermal plant, where we have seen this particular coal storage and ash handling. किंवा त्याला तुम्ही काय म्हणू शकता, coal आणि ash handling, or you can say fuel handling. Okay, So this is nothing but the coal handling. So there are different steps related to the coal handling. So what is the first step? Can anybody tell me what is the first step? Coal delivery. What we are going to do in this particular coal delivery? Simple one. What we are going to do?
Provide the coal to the power.
Not we can say simple coal delivery. What we are going to do from that particular point where we will get the core किंवा त्या पर्टिक्युलर जी कोळशाची खाण आहे तिथून काय करतो we have to deliver the coal up to the point where we have established the thermal power plant. Okay, everybody got this one? आता तुम्हाला प्रॅक्टिकल एक्झाम्पल देतो. In our Maharashtra, where we are finding out this particular coal in abundance manner? Where we are finding out this particular coal in abundance manner? In the Vidarbha region. Okay, like in Chandrapur or Nagpur district, there are different what I can say big ores of the coal. So what happens from that particular point to the Parali station? We are delivering the coal through the railways. Okay, what happens through the railways? We are delivering the coal from this particular Vidarbha region up to the Parali power station. Or you can say that if you consider the Bhusawal power station, here also from the Vidarbha we are providing or we are delivering coal through the railways. Okay, म्हणजे तुम्ही बघितलंय का नाही मला माहित नाही. If I know whether you have visited in whenever you are traveling in that particular region, means I traveled, that's why I know. Whenever you are reaching up to the near to Bhusawal station, there is a one separate line which is constructed that will go or that reached up to the power station. ती particular the railway line आहे ती त्या power station पर्यंत जाते की जिथं काय करतो आपण we are going to deliver the coal to that particular power plant. Okay, next आपण काय करतो unloading. So what is the unloading? काय करणार आहे अनलोडिंग मध्ये सांगितलं ऑलरेडी मी. I have already told you what we are doing in unloading. त्याचं नावच आहे as a name itself suggests that unloading.
Unloading coal from the train.
Okay, train or you directly cannot say train. आपण जिथून ते घेऊन आलोय तिथून त्या पर्टिक्युलर काय करायचं आपल्याला त्या पर्टिक्युलर पॉइंटला ते काढून घ्यायचं आहे. अनलोडिंग मीन्स वी हॅव टू टेक इट फ्रॉम दॅट पर्टिक्युलर मीडिया टू दी आउटसाइड टू दॅट पर्टिक्युलर पॉइंट. म्हणजे फक्त ट्रेन घेऊन आले असं चालते का तिथं? इज इट लाईक दॅट ट्रेन गॉट सम कोल अँड दे हॅव रिच्ड अप टू दॅट पॉइंट? इज इट ओके? वेदर ट्रेन इज गोइंग अप टू लाईक बॉयलर, ट्रेन बॉयलर पर्यंत जाणार आहे का? नाही, आपल्याला ते काय करायचं आहे अनलोडिंग करून घ्यायचं. ओके, next third is nothing but the preparation. What is happened in that particular preparation? See, many of students don't know this. Why? Because I have already told you whenever that particular coal we are getting, these are the of uneven size. वेगवेगळ्या साईजचे आहेत. म्हणजे कुठला मोठा आहे कुठला बारका आहे. It is somewhat like big one. So what we are going to do, we are making at it even size or we are breaking them into small pieces. So this process is nothing but the preparation. Okay, this process is nothing but the preparation. Means whatever the coal that we are getting, these are the uneven size. So we are trying to make it into the different even size or into small part, so that it will be possible to use it during the time of operation, or it will increase the efficiency of this particular thermal power plant during the operations. Okay, next transfer मध्ये काय होणार आहे? What it will happen into the transfer place? We are going to transfer it up to the storage point where we are going to store that particular electricity. Okay, we are going to store at a particular point where it is stored in order for the future purpose. देन इन दी इन प्लांट वेइंग, जिथं आपलं पर्टिक्युलर ऑपरेशन होणार आहे तिथपर्यंत आपण तो काय करणार आहे, वी आर गोइंग टू ट्रान्सफर दॅट पर्टिक्युलर कोल. And whenever the operation is going to happen, it is important to weighing and measuring that particular coal, that how much coal we have got, okay, how much coal we are getting, how much what I can say we have to use for the operation, what is how much amount of stored is for the near future, that we can or it is possible for us to do that in the weighing and measuring. And up to the last furnace, what happened, that coals get burned up. Okay, so this is the process of nothing but the coal handling. Next, after that, we have what we have studied, ash handling. So can anybody tell me, there are simple steps related to the ash handling. Who is going to tell me which are the steps in the ash handling? Which are the steps in the ash handling? These are available in front of you on the particular PPT.
Removal of the ash.
Okay, which is the next step? First step is absolutely correct. Removal of the ash. What is next step?
Transfer of this ash to fill or storage.
Correct. What we have to do? First of all, we have to remove, and there is one place where we are going to store that particular ash. We have to transfer that ash up to that particular storage point. And what is last step?
Disposal of stored ash.
Correct. We have to dispose it. Okay. Only storage of that ash is not sufficient. We have to dispose that particular ash with the help of proper ways. So which are the ways in order to dispose the ash? Which are the different ways for disposing the ash?
Wasteland sites may be reserved for disposal of ash.
Okay, correct. There are some sites which are wasteland sites. They are not useful. Wasteland in the sense they are not useful anywhere. So such a type of lands are reserved in order to dispose the ash on that particular site. Then next is nothing but the what?
Ash can be dumped in evacuated land.
Okay, evacuated land means empty land. काय करणार आहे? Dump means what we are going to do? We are dumping in small portion. We are dumping, and again then we are covered with the what you can say soil. And the last is nothing but the deep pond. Deep ponds nowadays we are using that this method for the disposal of ash. Deep ponds म्हणजे काय करतो आपण? खूप खोल खणतोय. त्याच्यामध्ये whatever the ash is there, that we are going to insert, and then we are going to cover with the soil. Okay, this is the process, or this is the what I can say method nowadays we are using for this particular ash handling. Okay, now what is the difficulties in the ash handling? These are given here. Which are the difficulties?
Ash coming out after operation is very hot.
Correct, because that whatever that ash is there, that is coming out through that particular furnace after the operation, which is very hot, and it is difficult for handling that particular ash. म्हणजे लगेच आपण ती ही करू शकणार नाहीये, ती ऍश आपण व्यवस्थितरित्या प्रॉपर वेने हँडल करू शकणार नाही. वाय? बिकॉज इट इज व्हेरी हॉट. इट इज ऑल्सो डस्टी. Whenever we are going to transfer at it a particular point, it is always coming out of that particular container. त्या कंटेनर मधून काय येणार आहे ती प्रत्येक वेळेस बाहेर येते. Okay, and last and very most is important is nothing but the it produces poisonous gases. What is going to happen? It produces poisonous gases, or these are whatever the ash is there, whenever we are going to bury it down, it produces the acids which are responsible for the corrosion. Okay, ते असे acids produce करतात की जे corrosion साठी responsible आहे. So these are nothing but the coal and ash handling. Then we have studied site selection. So which is the first point in the site selection? Can anybody justify that point? Just a minute, just a minute. I had a call. Just a minute. Okay, sorry for the interruption. Which are the site selection criteria? First, supply of fuel. What it indicates? Can you justify the supply of fuel? Now it is expected from you people because yesterday only we have seen it. हे कालच झालेलं आहे आपलं. Who is going to tell me supply of fuel? काल सांगितलेलं आहे आपण. See, as we are using the fuel, which is the fuel coal, okay, it is easily supplied to the particular point, and that coal or that fuel should be available, abundant in the nature, or you can say they are available in a such manner that its continuous supply should be maintained. म्हणजे त्याचा कंटिन्युअस सप्लाय राहिला पाहिजे, अशा पद्धतीने ते अवेलेबल पाहिजे, ते इझिली सप्लाय झालं पाहिजे. ओके, दॅट इज द फर्स्ट क्रायटेरिया. म्हणजे साइट सिलेक्ट करताना वी आर नॉट गोइंग टू सिलेक्ट द साइट इन अ सच वे दॅट इट इज डिफिकल्ट टू सप्लाय दॅट फ्युएल टू दॅट पर्टिक्युलर पॉइंट. म्हणजे साइट सिलेक्ट करताना अशी नाही करायची की तिथं फ्युएलच व्यवस्थित पोहोचलं नाही पाहिजे. इट शुड नॉट बी लाईक दॅट. ओके, देन अवेलेबिलिटी ऑफ वॉटर. What should be condition there for the availability of water? What is the condition there? See, as you know that for the proper operation of this particular thermal power plant, water should be available in the abundant manner. Okay, because it will require in the boiler or in that particular condenser. So the availability of water should be there. Then transportation facilities. आता हे तर easily सांगू शकताय. What we have to cover, or what is the how much transportation facility or what type of transportation facility should be required? Anyone? See, as what we have to do, we have to transport the particular coal from the ore to the site of the plant. So it should be easily transported. म्हणजे काय, त्या transportation facility easily available पाहिजे in order to transport that particular from that particular point up to the point of the thermal power plant. म्हणजे मगाशी जे की मी उदाहरण दिलं, आपण कुठली ट्रान्सपोर्टेशन फॅसिलिटीज यूज करतोय? Railway. The railway transportation facility which we are going to use whenever we are going to, what I can say, transport the coal from Vidarbha to the Pardi power station. Then cost and type of land. The cost should be what? In the proper, म्हणजे काय, ती particular cost परवडणारी असली पाहिजे. And then type of land is nothing but the, as we are going to establish a big structure, so that particular land is able to withstand that the particular structure. Nearest to the load center. Nearest to the load center is nothing but the, what happens from the point where we are going to distribute the electricity, that should be very nearer to the particular thermal power plant. and at the last distance from the populated areas. Okay, already I have told you in sometimes what else, that ash is there which is going to produce the poisonous gases, or they are producing the acids which are responsible for the corrosion. It may have the chances that they are going to affect on the health of the people. So it is what I can say, or it is suggested that whatever the distance is there, its distance is away from the populated areas. Its distance is away from the populated areas. Okay, got it everyone? Got it everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now then after that we have seen this particular point, this whole, and in between that, see what type of question is going to be asked on this point also. Don't consider these as the, what I can say, just sir is in the syllabus, that point is there and sir has taught you. What they will ask the question that write a short note on this particular hydrology or hydrological cycle. Okay, hydrology or hydrological cycle. कुठल्या कुठल्या phases आहेत? Can anybody tell me which are the phases in this particular hydrology or hydrological cycle, or which is the primary energy source in this particular hydrological cycle? Which is the primary energy source? I already told you, whenever we are seeing it, or whenever we were seeing it, I already told you which is the primary energy source. This is
Solar.
correct, solar energy. Because whenever in the MCQ, if they are going to ask the question like this one, the dash dash energy is the primary energy source for the hydrology or hydrological cycle. So which is that one? Solar energy. So which are the phases which are available? It is in front of you. You can just at least by reading you can tell me. It is available in all it is available in front of you, all my peoples. It is available in front of you. What happens? There is a presence of water in the rivers, lakes, or you can say ocean. There, due to this particular solar energy, the evaporation of water from this particular lake, river, or this from this ocean will take place, and some of the transpiration in the sense, some of the water is also removed through the, what I can say, through the leaves or to the stomata of the different plant to the atmosphere. There is a formation of the clouds are forms in the atmosphere, which is nothing but the present, or you can say water vapor is going to transport it and clouds are get formed, and if they are getting the cool air, whatever that particular water is there, that which is transferred to this particular clouds, it get appeared on this particular earth in the form of ice, snows, or in the form of rain, and whatever that process is there, that process is called as precipitation. And again that water goes to the river, lake, into the ocean, again it get evaporated, it goes to the atmosphere, again it comes back to the earth. So such a type of process is going to happen continuously. So this is the different stages which are involved in this particular hydrology. आता तुम्हाला whenever into the examination they will ask the question that write a short note on hydrology or hydrological cycle. That time you have to draw this particular diagram and you have to explain this diagram in a proper manner. So like in the notes it is available, don't worry about it, but you have to at least, if diagram is clear to you, or what I can say, if diagram is known to you, then it is possible for to write down all the explanation. If diagram is not in front of you, how you are going to write the explanation of this particular point? Okay, so the 2 points are nearly same, that is nothing but the hydrology and hydrological cycle. Next, the another point which we have studied, that is nothing but the hydrograph. Kasha's variation of hydrograph on y-axis, what we are going to take? आता बघून तरी सांगा, at least tell by seeing it. On y-axis, what is there?
Discharge.
Discharge, or you can say stream flow, which is measured in meter cube per second. And on x-axis, what is there?
Time in hour.
Time. Correct. You cannot say hour, it is in hour, week, month, or year. But what is stream flow? Stream flow is nothing but the how much amount of water is going to flow in, or how much amount of water is flow through the stream or river for a fixed particular time. एखादा पर्टिक्युलर टाइम मध्ये त्या रिव्हर मधून किती अमाऊंट ऑफ वॉटर फ्लो झालं आणि त्याचं जे काय मेजरमेंट आहे त्याला तुम्ही काय म्हणणार आहे, यू कॅन से स्ट्रीम फ्लो विच इज मेजर्ड इन दी मीटर क्यूब पर सेकंड. आणि ह्याचं जे काय व्हेरिएशन आहे स्ट्रीम फ्लो विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू दी टाइम ज्या ग्राफवर दाखवलं जातं that graph is nothing but the hydrograph. Everybody got it? That graph is nothing but the hydrograph. Okay, and whenever that particular hydrograph is arranged in the descending order, it becomes the flow duration curve. Okay, whatever this particular hydrograph, whenever it is arranged in the descending order, it becomes the flow duration curve. Everybody got this one? Okay, now we have seen up to this particular point. एवढा point आपण आतापर्यंत जे की शिकलेलो आहात कशात, we have seen up to the hydropower plant and the thermal power plant. Okay, so from Monday's lecture onwards, we will going to start the nuclear power plant, which is another important part from this particular power plant, or you can say base load plant. That is nothing but the nuclear power plant. Okay, this is also very important because nowadays nuclear power plant is also in the developed countries. Nuclear power plant is also plays an important role in its proper development of that particular country. Okay, because within a whatever the energy generated due to this particular nuclear fission or fusion reaction is more, and it is merely utilized for the generation of the electricity. Okay. So just wait, I will take your attendance. Okay, so today I think at the 4:30 many of people's, that is I got just a minute from today is 20 roll from roll number 36 to 44. They are having mock interview already. Previous batch faced that interview. You can ask their what I can say opinion related to what questions are being asked, but it's my request to you, please join at proper time, that is at 4:30, so that we can what I can say cover almost maximum candidate as maximum as possible. Okay, got it everyone? Roll number 34 to sorry, roll number 36 to 44. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.